Start streaming. Let's see. Now I guess we wait. We are live. 0 watching. Gotta get the link. Hello. Looks like we got a few people in here. That's good to hear. You can hear me, right? Trying to figure out how to get the link. I usually have someone else do that for me. Alright, I'm gonna get the link and then I'm gonna post it to Twitter. All of my vlogs, all of my streams are probably going to be on this channel from now on. I take it that my subscribers were getting a little bit tired of the streams, so I decided that here would be better. Let's figure out. So, sorry if it's a little awkward getting started. This is, like, really impromptu. Sup. Lots of things are sup. Let's see here. Pop out chat. Enable live chat. Settings. Ah, there we go. Somebody has given me the link. Excellent. General. Go to Twitter. And stream here. Excellent. This won't upset anybody. Alright. I wish that you could have gotten your IndieGogo funded. Growing around in the animated series could have truly been something special, and it would definitely prove your haters wrong. Gosh darn you haters. Don't worry, it's not going to die with the IndieGogo. I still have plans. I wouldn't have easily been doing this as work experience. Didn't have to pay me a cent. It's wrong to just pay people through experience. So I guess we're gonna wait for some more people here. Hello, Jose. Hashtag don't let it die. I'm not, So I guess, the best thing to do, I guess, is to ask me questions about anything that's happened during this, live stream, the IndieGogo campaign, because I'm willing to talk about pretty much anything, any of my experiences, and it's just me tonight. Hello. I guess right now we're just waiting for people to go in. I'd imagine that not many people are going to be paying attention to this stream because it's not on my main channel. Hello, Copper Skeleton. You can... Do you think GA could be done with a smaller budget? You know, not the way that I want it to be done. Why did you choose IndieGogo instead of Kickstarter? There were a few reasons. I like the interface better. IndieGogo, Kickstarter needs to review your project, and that could take a while. IndieGogo, you launch when you want to. And also, IndieGogo is able to use PayPal. Kickstarter doesn't. What are your plans immediately after the live stream? I don't know. Probably go to bed. I got nothing else to do tonight. How do you feel now that the IndieGogo campaign is over? A little bit relieved. An IndieGogo campaign is very, very stressful. There's a lot of... It takes a toll on your psyche. Do you think the GA could be a comic? That's probably our plan, to make it a series of graphic novels. That's most likely the direction we're going to be heading in. Doop-de-doop. So I guess I will just say something, or just ask me anything about the project. Thank you for the high five. Do you think it was important that this campaign happened? Maybe. It's too soon to tell. Will they be audio voiceover, as in someone reads them? Maybe. I don't know. What do you plan for the future of Growing Around? Probably graphic novels, like I said. And I got your influence to start writing for you, so don't let it die. I'm not letting it die. Are there going to be any more efforts to make this a TV show still? If there are, that's going to be down the road, and it was never meant to go on television. Like, it was going to be an animated series, it would be on the web. And right now, there's a bunch of fan art in the bottom left corner. I'm going to be posting, I'm going to be making a video with a lot of the excellent fan art that we've gotten on Twitter, with their names. It's hard for me to track them all down right now, but you guys have come up with some, like, really amazing stuff. Like, really amazing stuff. You should have... What is some of the stuff you learned from the IndieGogo? It's stressful. This channel does not have Super Chat enabled because of YouTube's monetization rules. You need to get like 1,000 view hours in something or whatever. Looking back, what would you do different about the campaign if you could? Like, the biggest flaw is obviously the high budget. I mean, I knew what I wanted, and I knew how much it cost, but that's just a little bit too much, I guess. 4,000... Oh yeah, 4,000... I just don't know the time frame. It's like 4,000 in a year, I think. Maybe the live stream counts towards it and we can get some views. How big is the crew currently? Moderate size, I guess. A few people, about a dozen. Yeah, and my vlogs channel here doesn't have that many that kind of viewership unless I start really playing it up. At the very least, I could do live streams and I can do longer than 15-minute videos. Hello, Jimation. Sup? We're just talking right now. I guess waiting for things to pick up. Will any changes happen to the crew now that you're moving to a new medium? We're gonna have to get with the crew. Have you seen the Turkey Tom video? No, I haven't. I heard that it's not very good. That's what I heard. Anything you regret about the campaign? Yeah, I know Turkey Tom did that. I know what he did, I just haven't watched his video. Like I said, putting the price too high is probably the biggest regret, but, I don't know, like, I don't think this was, like, a mistake or a regret or anything. Not doing this and waiting years and years and never knowing what could have happened would have been my regret. What do you think of Butch Hartman's success? Technically, he hasn't succeeded yet. He's gotten his funding. Now he needs to deliver on his funding. Once he delivers on his funding, then you can consider it a success. Thoughts on Emplemon? Oh, Emplemon. I don't watch Emplemon. Will it still be possible to make the show in the future, since that was originally what it was designed to be? Hopefully someday in the future. How do you think he got the budget in the last minute? I'm not going to work on conspiracy theories at the moment. My favorite episode of GA is either Childhood's End, or if you want a standalone, Society of the Treasure Trackers. Aren't you planning on making this a comic series at a certain point? If that were to somehow take off, could it possibly get you the budget to eventually adapt it into an animated series? That would be amazing. Like, the one thing about a graphic novel series is that it needs to be profitable. Like, every single entry is going to need to fund the next one, so to speak. What are the biggest things you learned through working on Growing Around in general? That's going to have to be, like, its own video. It's probably going to be a part of the video I do at the very end, what I've learned working on all of this. I've learned a lot, it's just hard to articulate. Anything you want to say to the people who wish you ill? Look, as Tom says, living well is the best revenge. Okay? By living happily and just ignoring the assholes of the world and just living happily, you win. I'm sad your Indiegogo failed, but I'm glad you were honest about the price up front. Too many crowdfunding campaigns asked for too little and failed because I ran out of money. Yeah, that, like I said, the worst thing is not making the budget. The worst thing is making the budget and not being able to deliver. That's something I couldn't have allowed. Does Growing Around have a constant set of laws, just like The Fairly Odd Parents and The Rules? I mean, kind of. Like, the kids have laws and their own little kid code. Like, you're not supposed to talk during a jinx, that kind of thing. Honesty is the highest virtue. I don't know if it's the highest virtue, but it's a virtue I like. Every character fights in an epic free-for-all battle against each other. Who wins? I'm gonna say Anna. Who's your favorite character from Growing Around? It jumps around. If a character is not my favorite at the moment, my job is to make them a character in the next script that I write. Yeah, I got this far. Like, I've gotten... I know there's sunk cost fallacy, but I've put so much time and effort and resource into this that it would be a stupid idea to just walk away and forget it. What's the biggest challenge, not counting crowdfunding? How does it work getting the characters from the ground up? It takes a lot of trial and error. It really does. You need to reevaluate your ideas and figure out which ones of them don't work, and figuring out some of the harder logistical questions. Like, for example, one of the harder things to figure out was how exactly cars work in this world, which we had a good answer for, eventually. Will you ever try crowdfunding again after this? It's gonna be a while. Like, this crowdfunding campaign wasn't just hard on me, it was hard on my team too, and they deserve a rest after all of this. Can I please touch your beard? No. No one touches the beard. I have a church near me that has a cross that looks like the Super Smash Bros. Emblem. Cool. Do you have other ideas for shows you want to create, or is it just Growing Around? I've got all sorts of ideas. I mean, Growing Around is just my main focus right now. But I've come up with ideas like Cyanna, for instance. I make a comic on my Twitter, and I want to make it on TV. Any advice you have? I can't give you much advice right now. I haven't made it. Like I said, buy the book Creating Animated Cartoons with Character by the maker of Rocko's Modern Life. That has a lot of good advice there. Too many robots. that's definitely an interesting... That was definitely another interesting short. I don't want to talk about that one too much. Like, this is the one that really drew me. What about Alone Together? Alone Together was just too hard for me to write. It picked me... It got me into too many issues. Or, it didn't get me into too many issues. It dealt with topics that I didn't want to deal with. Will you share your vidme? Sorry, I don't think so. Let's see. Why exactly do you need $250K for the animation? Because animation is expensive. It costs about $10,000 a minute for television quality animation. Do you plan on putting a Because Potatoes reference in Growing Around? No, but I did put in a can opener reference in a script. I think that one got cut, but... If Growing Around ended up getting picked up like Breadwinners for TV series, how would you feel? It depends what you mean by like Breadwinners, because Breadwinners was just picked up out of nowhere and kind of just forgotten about. Hello, Emily. So now we wait. These awkward silences. So once again, any questions? Like, I'm open to talking about anything. Let's see. Will there be a video with the crew discussing their experiences? I don't know if they're up to that. Maybe. I absolutely love the idea of Growing Around. Thank you. That means a lot to hear. You know, with a bunch of the other things that people have said about it. You didn't answer this on one of all the other streams, and I thought it was because of all the questions would go on. But would you go on Pan's podcast to talk about Growing Around? I don't think he likes me very much. I really hope you get another shot at making the series in the future, man. Now the comments are too quickly. Best of luck, man. Thank you, Game Master. Let's see. Do you like coin pusher arcade games? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. How much would a 26-episode season cost? Too much. Let's see. Have you seen the Turkey Tom video? People have... I did answer that. I haven't seen it. I heard it wasn't very good. What's your opinion on the hatred from the animation community, like Grow Buddies? Most of the people in the community that I talked to were fairly supportive, if not saying that I was overly ambitious. Like, no one thought I was, like, a scam artist or a dipshit. Let's see. I would love to ask everything on my mind, but that would eventually lead to me linking Twitter, and that would be wrong. Yeah, links on this thing are disabled, I think. I'm working on my own anime. I fund all of it, and for zero profit. I just get out there and make what I want to make. Sounds good, Raging Reality. To each their own. If any of the big cartoon channels offered to pick up your show, what would you say and how would you react? Like, there's a reason that I'm not pitching this to any networks. Networks, they have all sorts of issues. I've gone on and on about them in reviews, like the Reanimated review, the Cartoon Network in 2017 review. Nickelodeon's gone through a lot of issues right now. Will every episode cost as much as the pilot, or the pilot costs more because you have to create it from scratch? Every episode would cost that much. Hello, Lux Moon. People don't understand that animation is exceptionally expensive, like television quality animation. When's the Rugrats video you announced on Twitter planned to come out? When I finish making it? I don't have set deadlines. I just make the video and then I send it to Crimson, and I hopefully make the next video before he's done with it. Would you pitch it to Oaxis with pitch? No, I would not. Does Growing Around have a theme song? It does, but we're working to make it better. Machines where you put in the coins on a hill of moving coins and hope the machine somehow pushes out more coins. Did you read the script I sent you? It was my attempt. I don't think so. I've been very busy as of late. I remember you saying you were going to make an Edgeworld Admirable. That was in 2014. Actually, that was after the last Admirable, which was a couple of weeks ago, I think. What do adults do after they graduate in school in this world? Do they regain their authority back? I'm going to say, we don't have an answer yet. What we want to make the best answer possible. Because I'm going to promise you, when we do get an answer, it has to elevate the concept. Yeah, it's been a busy month. I asked about coin pushers because potatoes. I don't have an opinion on them because I don't think I've ever come across one. What Lemonade Land employee would win in a burping contest? I'm going to say Anna because that's the unexpected answer. Who is the show for? In the trailer, you were talking like you were speaking to an adult with lines like, "Do you remember?" It's kind of for general audiences. Like, there is something for everybody. There's so many comments. Just send me the link on DeviantArt again, LuxMoon, and I'll see about it. Are there ideas from going around that you had to scrap because you couldn't find a good way for it to work out? Obviously. Obviously. Speaking of Edgeworld, is that a big influence on this, since it's similar to what you're trying to do with a successful web cartoon? Of course. It's an influence on me for more than just that reason. Is there a way for me to send you my comics and other MISC stuff? Because I'd love to hear your critiques. I don't really give out critiques like that. It's... I don't know, it's difficult. How are you dealing with the backlash against the campaign and the project? Honestly, I got through this with a lot less than I expected. Did you know that your Tumblr got hacked? It didn't get hacked. I closed it, and then I guess Nintendo something had the same URL or something. But no, I took down my Tumblr because I didn't use it anymore. At least I didn't use it to answer questions. I really don't like the infrastructure of how Tumblr is set up. What are your thoughts? Okay. Alright, some more questions, please. I tried DMing. Yeah, you can't access me on Tumblr. DeviantArt is essentially where I do all of the messaging and I answer questions. DeviantArt has its own problems, but I don't know. It's better than Tumblr, but what are your thoughts on the DC superhero girls? This is the first time I've heard of it, so I don't think the people on Pan podcasts, especially Pan, hates. They're pretty nice. I'm not one for podcasts in general anyway. Are you still looking for more crew? Not at the moment. It depends how things go. Have you seen Digby the Goat's video on your campaign? No, I haven't, but I hear it's even worse than the Turkey Tom video. How's the funding going? We didn't make it. Can we have a rule about no question unless there are people... I mean, we don't have a no negativity rule here. Negativity is a part of life. We have to deal with it. Ironically, Pan does say he feels sorry about you. I'm not going to believe things about Pan via hearsay, so... Whatever you say about the guy or his podcast or his friends, it's not going to change my opinion on the guy, and I'm not going to really, Considering what people have said about me, that's obviously not true. Are you still going to make the show? I'm going to try... Like, our next idea is to make it into a graphic novel series. Maybe put, like, 4 scripts into one novel. Don't sell your car, you need that. I know there's something, but if someone made an album version of the story of Earthbound, would it be good? Maybe. Any thoughts on stuff with Scoutfly? Literally the first time that I heard about stuff with Scoutfly was like the time that he quit. Yeah, I don't think somebody's donating that much. If the graphic novel or whatever you decide to do builds enough steam, would you consider having another animation fundraiser in the future? Yes, definitely. I mean, another reason that we didn't really succeed is because I guess we didn't have enough to show. If we had a series of graphic novels with its own audience, that would really, really help. No dream is more. No, your dream is more. No, we'll make it through this. I don't intend because Mida. Do you watch Critical Penguin Zero? I've seen some of his videos, but I'm not subscribed. It's not the kind of videos that I really like to watch. He makes reaction videos, right? Or commentary videos. My twin brother was on the right. What are your thoughts on the sponge who could fly? The sponge who could fly is a meh episode. It's really mediocre. Thank you, Garrett. Yes, the super chats did mean a lot to me. I can't return those, but they will go into the show. They will go into Growing Around. Any chance we can still buy the perks, like from an online store? I'll think about making that happen. Are you ever going to do another collab with Pie Guy? Probably not with him. Not that I have anything against the guy, I just don't think... I think that our paths have drifted a little too far for that kind of thing. Does Shelly stink? She plays a lot of sports. So she's probably worked up a sweat, I guess. Do you know that today is the birthday for the voice actor Pearl? No, I'm not up and up on that level of trivia. Thank you, nobody cares. I hope so too. Yeah, that's what I assume. Pearl from SpongeBob and not Steven Universe. That's still the first Pearl that comes to my mind for some reason. Because it doesn't matter. But are you going to refund the money or use it to do things like storyboards? When the IndieGogo doesn't succeed, everybody gets their money back except for the people who donate to the Super Chat. The Super Chat we're going to be using to make this graphic novel. How do you pronounce the name of the letter Z? I pronounce it Z because I'm in America. I don't pronounce it Z unless I'm talking about something British or Canadian like the ZX Spectrum. Did you have a good Amazon Prime Day? I didn't have anything to buy, really. Thoughts on the Heart of the Crystal Gems? I'm behind on Steven Universe. I'm really behind on it. Can you say cheers for beers? I guess I can. Graphic novel is great. I'm assuming you meant idea. Yeah, I hope that it is. Like, the thing about this is that it has to be profitable. It needs to make money. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Any anime series you're watching at the moment? No, I don't watch much anime. Have you ever considered putting Growing Around on Webtoons or Tapas? I don't know what either of those are. And no, I have not played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. A toast to Growing Around. Bites into toast. Are you going to completely give it up on being an anime series? No. No, it's going... I want it to be an animated series eventually. It's just going to take us a bit longer to get there. Well, not a bit longer. Probably a while. Let's see. Say the following. Don't stop telling me to say stuff. That's weird. How long do you think the graphic novel production will be? I have no idea. Like, it's something that I haven't done either. It depends. Is anything formally copyrighted? I'm not gonna answer that question. Hello, Dr. C. Dr. C is our sound guy. Makes the music. And does criticisms of the scripts. Yeah, it's a chill chat because there's a lot less people here. Going to see Teen Titans Go to the movies? I don't go to the movies very often. I'm gonna have to wait for it to come out. I saw you named an episode after a Flock of Seagulls song. I like their major hits, both I Ran and Space Age Love Song. I haven't really listened to their other stuff. What's the relationship between kids and teenagers? Do teenagers lead the kids or the other ways around? Well, here's the idea we came up with teenagers. It's the one thing that we have figured out during this campaign. The teenagers, they're basically, they've done it all. So they're like really calm, really chill people and just go with the flow because they've already done all of these super extreme risk-taking things that they wanted to do growing up. What's your favorite 80s song? My favorite 80s song is Alphaville's Forever Young. Not trying to be rude, but do you think of making a few animated shorts instead of jumping? Like I said, we've tried to make some animated shorts, but I can't really write a story that does what I want for the premise in that short of time. Would you consider making a web-level animated short, but it's canonically a school project, or something to explain the lower quality? Maybe. Are there any cast members that plan to join this stream? I don't think so. This was very impromptu. Like, it was just something I decided to do out of the blue. About the elderly in GA, why don't you make them toy makers? Wasn't that original plan? It makes sense for adults to go to school to get creative and invent toys and stuff. I don't want it to... Like, I wanted to make their education and what they go through worth it. It needs to be a very good answer. In the trailer, you mentioned video games. How did a child build the video games? The same way they built the rest of society, I assume. But if somebody came up to your door and said, "I'm your biggest fan," what would you do? I wouldn't answer the door. Don't do that. That's bad. What do you think of today's hit music or pop music in general? I think it's gotten quite dour and depressing. I like catchy, stupid stuff, but agility, please knock it off. And add a couple moderators. What's your favorite genre? Why are we about... I don't know my favorite genre of music. What's with your recent DeviantArt poll? I'm just curious what the general opinion is with Finding Paradise or To the Moon people like better. Let's see. Yeah, just call me John. That who I be. Where's Chikorita Cheez-Its? Busy? I don't know. Do you still stand by what I said in my Autism Speaks video? I believe so. I don't think they've changed at all. Can we DM you on Twitter, John? I've always wanted to have an actual conversation with you. I can't say yes to that because then everybody would message me and then I'd never be able to get anything else done. Have you ever thought of making a podcast? I thought about making pretty much everything. It probably isn't something that would work out. I probably wouldn't stick with it. Why don't you like rap? I've grown around to it. It's not. A lot of it's just not good. What would your idea of formal be in the Growing Around universe? Funny story, we're actually having our concept artist basically make an image of kids at a formal restaurant in the game. Do you have a favorite graphic novel? No. I don't read many of them. I'm obviously going to have to read a lot more to figure out, their formatting and stuff. You said you had a mixed feelings of the Growing Around book now. Yeah, it's a proto version of the show. Some of the characters don't have the same names that they have. Are you and Alpha J good friends? I know you went on his podcast. We just got to know each other. Like, maybe we'll become friends, but we're still mostly acquaintances at the moment. Have you thought of making a game for Growing Around? I really want to do that. I just don't have any programming knowledge. Like, the only thing that I can make is an OHR RPG game, and Growing Around does not lend itself to that. You said you had low expectations for OKKO. What do you think of the show now? Its writing is pretty good, but the animation, I think, needs a bit of work. Did I mishear, or did you say formal event in the game? I don't know. I've never heard of either of those people, Drake. What's your opinion of Mary and Max? I really liked the movie. I was gonna do an admirable animation of the movie at one point, and this is a story I've never told anybody, but it's one of the few reviews that I said I was going to do that I never did that actually has a reasonable explanation. I actually wrote the script for the review, but I lost the script for it. I must have accidentally deleted it, and after I did that, I was just... no, we're not doing that again. And to this day, I haven't tried to rewrite the script. This is why I write all my scripts with Google Docs, by the way, now. What is your thoughts of OKKO, Let's Not Be Skeletons? That's going to be an atrocity review. Have you ever had a girlfriend/boyfriend? No, I haven't. Have you ever been on Co? No, I haven't. Why did you stop making note cards for your animated atrocities? They were too limited. They really... The numbers weren't adding up to what I actually thought about the episodes, and my opinions became more nuanced. It was hard to boil down to just a page. Not to mention it was a little crudely drawn, I guess. What would you say your 3 favorite musicians' bands are right now? I can say that I listened to a lot of Avicii lately. How many outfits does April own? She owns all of them. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to go on... It's probably not a good idea to go on to any 4chan. Mary and Max is a very good movie. Yes, The Rich, 4270. They're very good drawings. Will you review the SpongeBob episode Ink Lemonade? It's worth an atrocity review. I'll agree with you that it's worth an atrocity review. It's pretty bad. I just don't know what I could say about it. I mean, I've talked so much about Squidward torture porns and so much about Patrick's a prick. I mean, I don't know what I'd say about this that I wouldn't have said on Smooth Jazz at Bikini Bottom. Will you make a top 10 Megwards the Wizards video? Maybe. Let's see, have you seen the pilot for Infinity Train? I saw it. If so, are you looking forward to the show next year? Maybe. I don't really know. What are your thoughts on dragon fruit? I have never had dragon fruit. Have you seen Batman Return of the Caped Crusader Part 1 and 2? No, I have not. Sorry. If you can go back and do anything about your old reviews, what would you change? I would change everything, okay? It's like our old... the old reviews, I really just would like to change and just fix everything. When did you quit using Movie Maker? Another dark secret, the last video that I did Windows Movie Maker, that wasn't an update, the last review was Top 20 Worst Opening Themes. What are your thoughts on Thundercat's Roar? I will tell you when it's out. Have you heard about the Butch Hartman controversy, not just Oaxis? Yeah, I've been keeping my ear to the ground. I've heard pretty much everything there is to hear right now. How do you feel that for some people your videos were their childhood? It makes me feel old. Makes me feel really old. Will Growing Around have episodes like Bottomless Pit from Gravity Falls or The Treehouse of Horrors where characters tell stories? I wanted to do that, it just wasn't working out. What made you stick to Growing Around for the past 5 years? What made you decide to work on it for so long instead of moving? I've really come to like the idea, and it does have a lot of potential. You could do a lot of things with it. I mean, I don't have a script right now, so I can't just go into everything about it. What's the Butch Hartman controversy? I don't really want to talk about him. His crowdfunding campaign is a little bit sketchy, let's say. And how he responds to criticism is also a little sketchy. If you could have any famous Hollywood actor read your GA scripts, who would it be? I don't know. I don't really know many actors. So, any other questions? Is the stream derping right now, or is it just a lull? Yeah. Let's see, stream health. I don't think I can read the chat. Let me try to refresh this page and see if that helps. Ah, okay. Alright, yeah, it's working. Excellent. Have you watched any videos made criticizing you? Yeah. It gets repetitive after a while, let's say. What are your favorite reviewers that you collabed with? I think I've only collabed with one reviewer. I think I've only collabed with Pie Guy Rules. How tall are you? About 6 feet. And I do mean, like, about 6 feet. Did you read my GA Spirit Week script yet? Yes, I have. I can make a more detailed note about it. Let's see. Do you have some other story ideas besides GA, like something in the vein of Too Many? I have... When you're a writer or any creative, you have more ideas than you'll ever know what to do with. Who made your childhood? Well, my mother and my father... How do you feel about Craig of the Crake? Haven't watched it yet. Oh yeah, Josh Scorcher. I also collabed with him. I keep forgetting that. Let's see. I probably got lost in the... What's in the mug? I heard a mug. Grape soda. Growing Around story does have some flaws that need work or fixing. Yes, obviously, it's not perfect. I'm not going to pretend that it's perfect. What do you think is the dumbest thing that has become popular? I say this a lot, but David Cage games? That's just my go-to example. When do you think your Kid Danger review will come out? Crimson said Thursday. What trope in animation... okay, now the comments are going too fast. Advice for taking criticisms. My most... no, today is... Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. Maybe. Advice for taking criticisms. The most important thing to know is knowing which criticism to take and which not to take. Because there is destructive criticism, there is people who genuinely do want to see you fail. And there are people who don't care if you succeed or fail either. What's the best criticism you've ever been given? I don't know. Any YouTubers you followed in your early days that you stopped... any YouTubers you followed in your early days that stopped posting? Like, they stopped posting? There was this comedy game channel. They played video games and did comedy, kind of like Killing Experience does now. They were called At God. One day they just stopped making videos. Didn't you make a video about taking criticism? Maybe. Probably wasn't very good. I've done a lot of weird, random things. Favorite Pokemon game? I don't know. I'm going to go through all of the games and see which one I like the best. Do you think Wreck-It Ralph 2 will flop? No, it's a mainstream Disney film. Like, it is... Let's see. What was your first creative work that got any attention from the internet? I don't know. Do you watch AVGN? Yes, I do. How's the Indiegogo campaign going? It's probably not gonna succeed. Do you think the Emoji Movie will get a sequel? Anything is possible. Have you seen The Incredibles 2? No, I haven't. Like I said, I don't really get the chance to go to theaters. So I have to wait for these things to come out. Favorite What a Cartoon short? I would need to go through all of them to give you an answer. Ever read Homestuck? No, I haven't. Favorite episode of American Dad? I don't remember. If a miracle happens and you succeed, will plans proceed as normal? I'd be obligated to, yes. May I ask about your thoughts on a few things people tell me when sure, that's what this is all about. Thoughts on I haven't seen Young Justice. Do you own Lego bricks? I used to as a kid. It's one of the few nostalgic things that I would love to buy now, but they are so expensive. A lot more expensive than they were when I was a kid. How are you doing today? Okay, better than I have been for the past few days. Finally thinking with clarity. But yes, this campaign is about asking me questions about how I felt during the campaign. And no, I have not seen that Justice League episode. Do you think The Loud House got worse in Season 3? I will say, it's disappointing as of late. Thoughts on reaction videos to your videos? I don't watch reaction videos. Any particular reason you've been so active on Twitter in the past few days? Because a lot's been happening, I guess. So what I most commonly have is people say, why are you doing this when you said flip-flop failed? Isn't that where you got the idea? I said that flip-flopped had a good idea that it didn't use. What's the biggest building in the city of Growing Around? Growing Around is not a city. In Summerway, though? Probably the school, since the school is literally a castle. Are you excited that BoJack Horseman Season 5 is coming out in September 14th? BoJack Horseman is not something you get excited for, it's something you brace yourself for. How bright are the lights of Electric City? Don't look up or your vision will probably start failing. Let's see. Ever felt like featuring in the Pizza Party podcast? Not really. Do you think... what? Do you think the My Dad... How long will you try to work on more revised scripts for GA? I'm working on one now. We're planning to rewrite one earlier. In your animated atrocities, when you get mad, is it genuine or is it being a character like the Nostalgia Critic in the AVGN? It's mostly being in character. Like, I don't really get outwardly angry in real life. Another one you said you will talk about sexuality. How are you going to do that without being creepy in this? Because sexuality is like figuring out who you like one character figuring out that he's gay, that kind of thing. What's the episode you're currently working on? A rewrite of Daredevil to make it a little bit more interesting. What's the largest city in the world? I don't know. They go back and forth. Will this stream be archived? Let's see if I can... I think it will be. Stream options. Enable DVR. Stream options. Apparently it will be archived. Have you ever heard of Wicca or pagans? Yes, I've heard of them. I don't really know much about their beliefs. What's your least favorite draft you've ever written? A draft that no longer exists. If there's a Silent Hill in the world going around, is there a Raccoon City? Maybe. I've touched my toes in many other genres. Do you think that weird Yeti thing from Shorty McShort Shorts could be reworked into a decent show? I actually answered that question in Web Animations 3 when I talked about I Married a Monster. I forget what it's called. I don't know about a favorite Family Guy episode. I've got more and more harsh feelings towards Family Guy as time goes on. Are there any more atrocities of the Loud House planned? The problem with making a review of most Loud House episodes is that the problems are really simple. Like it's either just stupid. Would you be willing to make big changes to Going Around? My experience with writing tells me that sometimes you have to make drastic changes that you really don't want to make at first. Of course, we're going to have to make drastic changes. Like, right now, we're trying to expand the adult class, Robert and Autumn's classmates. Like, make more of them. What's the worst thing you've ever reviewed, and how would you do it differently if you were in charge? The worst thing that I've ever reviewed is Big Mouth. How would you do it differently if you were in charge? I would... I don't want to answer that. What has been your favorite and least favorite game you played so far in your 1001 Games challenge? The favorite game so far is probably Joust, I think. Least favorite, I'm guessing Gorf. Ever come across an atrocity that halfway through the writing you said, I just can't do this? Big Mouth was originally one. Is BoJack still your favorite show? Yes. Would Steve be disgusted if he discovered Shane's actions in childhood's end? Possibly. Second worst thing you've ever reviewed. How would you do that if you were in charge? Like, most of the second worst thing is probably Screams of Silence, and that would be do the goddamn research. What's the biggest thing you regret doing in past reviews, and how would you redo them now if you could? I would not be so insulting. Like, I would stop insulting people. I have not seen F is for Family. And no, I'm probably not ever going to talk about where the dead go to die again. Well, download available the game at 16. Yeah, you can download that game on my website. The most over-reviewed thing. I don't know. Let's see. Big Mouth is worse than Kingstar. Yes, it is. Did you see the video that Easy Peasy didn't? No, I haven't. Why does Sally look like Luann Loud? I don't know. Maybe Chris Savino ripped me off because Sally existed before Luann Loud. What would your ideal legacy be? To be remembered for... Actually, to never die. To never need a legacy because I would never die. Thoughts on the Samurai Jack finale, good or bad? It was disappointing. So how do hospitals work? Like, that's something we don't talk about in the show. Okay, Emily, what was your question? Full Metal Alchemist, yeah, that sounds interesting. It just takes me a while to get around to things. Did you like the new Hey Arnold movie? Yeah, at the very least, I liked it better than the old Hey Arnold movie. Thoughts on the Rugrats reboot? Rugrats does not need a reboot. It really doesn't. Would you consider having debates with some of your critics? No, like, not really. Like, the bigger or more famous ones, they really just seem to like insulting other people. Do you own any stuffed animals? No, I don't. You might want to check it out. At some point, there's a lot I've heard people wanting you to address over the years. Yeah, a lot of people do want me to address a lot of things. Like, they want to know why I still review so many episodes of SpongeBob and Teen Titans Go. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube? No, I can't. What show do you think a reboot... What show do you think can reboot and work? One that was cut off too shortly. Yes, Ultrastar Inc. I heard you the first time. Have you ever thought of opening a Discord to notify better on work? I have a Discord. It's for the team members only. Would you ever consider making Going Around a sillier, more comedic show with 11-minute shorts and no continuity like SpongeBob? And it probably wouldn't work the way I want it to work. In my opinion, I don't think anyone hates you as a person. They just hate the way you review. No, some people out there genuinely do hate me. Like, genuinely. And Going Around, does Japan have a government based on anime and manga, or in... that's actually not a bad idea. What's your least favorite Nick sitcom as of recent years? What's the latest thing they reviewed? I'm in too many other Discords to really set up a fan Discord. Do you think you would ever do a facecam video again? I don't have a webcam anymore. Did you see the review I did for your channel? No, I haven't. What's your thought? I don't care. What other anime shows do you think that Going Around is most similar to? Like, what's a good show to compare it to? The one I say all the time is Recess. What are your thoughts on Dan Schneider's shows? He should have stopped at iCarly. You'll hear my opinions in the next review. Have you ever gotten a death threat? Yep. It's a job requirement at this point. What shows that you reviewed got you the most attention or helped boost your subscriber or view count the most? For some reason, the Fairly Odd Parents, the Chloe episode, that is probably the most random thing that got me a lot of views. Are there any poor characters in GA? Molly is poor. Poorer. Let's see. Will you review Out of Jimmy's Head? No. I'm not going to torture anybody with more Out of Jimmy's Head reanimated. I'm still confused at your animation budget for a single episode. Never heard of one. You can look it up. What's your thoughts on We Bare Bears? It was, from what I've seen, I liked it. Let's see, will you ever review anything else live action? I'm really, really tempted to review the live action Terrible Kids movie Opposite Day. Like, there's bad live actions kids movies, they're just the most bonkers shit ever. They would make fantastic reviews. Like, imagine that, or Opposite Day. Would you consider using Flash to reduce costs? This is already using Flash to reduce costs. Yeah, when Jimmy got hit by that train. No, I'm behind on... Assume that I'm behind on pretty much every show that I've reviewed. Will you ever review anime? It's really unlikely. Japan is extremely strong with the copyright shit. If you review anime, it's almost guaranteeing yourself a copyright strike. What's Opposite Day about? It's a live-action movie where the roles of kids and adults are reversed, and it's bafflingly bad. Does Japan have a robot army? I don't know. What's your opinion on Plankton Retires? I don't remember liking that episode very much. The villain and dad from the reanimated movies are legit comedians in real life. Well, maybe, I guess. Like, you could be the best comedian in the world. If you're given shit material, you're gonna not make good things. You should consider reviewing European cartoons. They're pretty good and overlooked. I already reviewed Totally Spies. That was European. And the Donkey Kong Country thing. That was French, too. Let's see, did you see the rest of Fairly Odd Parents Season 10 after the premiere? I watched a couple of episodes, and there was, like, it was bad. Like, really bad. Like, at one point, I think Crocker and Wanda legitimately talked to each other, and it was in the birthday episode, I believe. Oh, I meant shows that only aired in Europe. I think Puppy in My Pocket didn't air in the U.S. Would you review any other live-action shows? I don't know. Are you still planning on doing re-reviews? Maybe. Thank you, Garnet Hewlett. How would you do a final episode of SpongeBob if you were in charge? I don't know. SpongeBob was a hard one to end. According to Butch, apparently Chloe and Sparky were demanded to be made by the network. Yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't excuse them, not being good. I mean, it's an explanation of why they were there, but it doesn't explain, or it doesn't excuse Chloe being annoyingly perfect and Sparky being, well, Sparky. How's 1001 Games going? It gets trying at times. Who's your favorite character design in GA? That's a good question. I have no idea. How old were you when you first started making Mr. Andrew videos? I think I was 21, 20? No, 21, I believe. Yeah, and in Season 10, Cosmo and Wanda can be seen by people. I don't understand why Sparky just disappears. I told you! Timmy wished for everything to go back to normal, therefore Sparky disappeared. Oh, it's Garrett. Sorry, I'm not good at reading quickly. Will there be more GA comic strips? Probably. It's hard, like I said, it's hard for me to think of short-form content. When is your birthday? The 21st. It may be egotistical, but I did plan the IndieGogo to end on my birthday. What are your thoughts about Cosmodor? I like Cosmodor. He's good. Let's see. Did you go down? No, I can't drive, and the nearest Toys R Us is like forever away. No, I can't recite the iCarly theme. Is Baldur's Gate. Thoughts on Fortnite, since it's a new craze. I haven't played Fortnite. I'm more into the older retro games and things that are in the book. Play any good horror games lately? Have there existed good horror games lately? Besides Resident Evil 7, I guess? I have honestly no idea how you put the exclamation points on the video when you did ML. I used text captions. Like, it was just putting text and exclamation point on the keyboard. Do you have a day job? Yeah, reviewing cartoons. I have seen Wacky Deli. I haven't seen I Have No Son. Oh my goodness, there are so many comments. Do the kids in Growing Around have Splatfest like Splatoon? I would assume so. No, I haven't played Sea of Thieves. Let's see. Doki Doki Literature Club is considered horror. Amazing game. Worth it. I played it. I didn't much like it. My channel is monetized. I actually don't get demonetized unless I review Family Guy episodes. And it's not because of me, it's because of the content of the Family Guy episode. Hello, Crimson! Let's see. Let's see, let's see, how do you feel growing around will be Rule 34? It happens to everything, you just kinda ignore it. I don't need to bring back Fuck You Fox, because, Fuck You Fox, Fox has actually gotten more lenient as of time. Like, nowadays they don't instantly take down my videos. They'll block it, but they've actually gotten better. Would you consider the first 4 seasons of Family Guy good? They're probably good up to season 7, I think. Has Larry Bundy Jr. ever commented on... He's commented on a bunch of my videos. Yeah, screw you, Viacom. Illumination is the one that's really causing me the trouble lately. Is Viacom any better than before? No, Viacom is not better. Viacom is the company that will keep trying to flag my videos even after I've already won a copyright dispute on them. Will you make a will you make an equivalent GA episode to Gumballs the Shipning? I don't know. Like, what are your overall plans for GA at this point? I'm going to be making them graphic novels. What political issues? So many. Yeah, I drew all the old thumbnails on my videos. Let's see. Will there be, what political issues? It's not going to be, like, specifically based on current events or anything like that. Do you think Family Guy has improved at all in its latest seasons? No, I watched HTP Pete on a whim. It's awful. Like, I'm probably going to review that one because it's just awful. I want to send you a birthday gift. Okay. Will the graphic novels be like webcomics? Graphic novel is basically the modern term for comic books, a book of comics. What are your thoughts on Butch Hartman making his goal? I don't think he should have made it. Like, the things that he's said and done via the throughout the whole campaign, it's very sketchy, and he didn't even put enough time to look up the rules to Kickstarter, like trying to make a raffle prize at one point. What are your thoughts on South Park coming in September? I hope that they get back on the saddle. South Park has been kind of going down a not good route. Like, I'm going to say what everyone else has said. South Park should not do arcs. They're shit at it. The formula of South Park does not lend itself to arcs. I'd rather not answer that question, Vince. Really? You said you like seasons 19 and 20. I said I like season 20. Season 21 is a no-go. Will you be using any of your own money for Growing Around budgets? Yes, I have been. Like, all of the not all the fan art, all of the model sheets, all of the concept art, I have funded. Let's see. I have not seen Ralph the Movie Maker. Would you like it if more large cartoon creators had YouTube channels similar to Butch Hartman, but done better? If it doesn't corrupt them, I suppose. Thoughts on Star Wars? I'm not into the franchise. I'm not too into sci-fi. So I guess we wait for more questions. Is the IndieGogo still going? Yes, it'll be going on to the end of the 20th, I think. Do you plan on doing any parody episodes and Growing Around? Yeah, probably. Like, now that it's probably going to be graphic novels, like, every single episode doesn't need to be so important. If I made fan art of GA and it sucked, would you still like it? I'd have to see it first. A John-only stream? Blasphemy. I gotta do it myself sometimes. What's your favorite part of GA? It's hard for me to pick. It really is. Do you remember the 1971 version of the Oregon Trail? No, because the 1971 was played on a computer the size of a garage. Will Warner Brothers ever release the Duck... I don't know. What's your least favorite part about Growing Around? A lot of the questions I have to answer, I guess. Sorry for asking another Pan-related question, but what do you think of people saying you ripped off Pan by reviewing Rhapsody Street Kids and the Nutcheck after he did? It's really a really stupid criticism. Like, I mean, first of all, I did post the note cards, like, before he did it. And he's even reviewed some things that I have after I did, like Coconut Red. For your 1001, will you play the Xbox version of Bejeweled? The PC version. What are your thoughts on Monkey Jones? Don't watch him. Did you hear about it? The fan made My Life? No, I haven't. Do you even watch Pan? I used to. I don't really watch him anymore. Did you know that your last Roseanne? You mean my last name Rosansky means Rose? I think it means Rose Gardner, actually. Why? Sorry, I'm unfocused right now, Brayden. Hit me with your question again. What do you say about the people saying you stole this plot from Flip Flop? It's not a plot, it's a concept. Ideas are not copyrighted. Ideas are not copyrighted. You can take an idea and you can turn it and flip it however you'd like. Are you going to buy some new games like Spider-Man, Spyro Reignited Trilogy? I'm really excited for the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Really excited. Do you think Code Lyoko is underrated? I thought it was pretty well received and really well liked. I don't think you can call it underrated. What gaming consoles do you own? A lot of them. I'm a collector. Is it possible? So many questions. So many. They're quick. Oh, for your 1001 game series, will you play the PC or 360? I'm going to be playing the PC version, and I don't know about secret modes. Thoughts on Professor Layton? I haven't played it yet. Is it possible to make a good My Life Me? It's possible to do anything. Thoughts on Cowboy Bebop? That's another thing I haven't seen either. I'm not really up on anime. You have a lot of Subcenter. Of course there are going to be a lot of questions. Yes, but it's on a channel that nobody knows who I am. If you beat puzzle... thank you, Great Violin. How did Max decide on his career path? What led him to pursue becoming a lemonade store owner? That's a secret for another day. I've got a plan on that one. Edmund McMillan. I forget which games he made exactly. Edmund McMillan. Oh yeah, his games are a little bit too difficult for me. Have you seen Little Witch Academia? No, I haven't. That's the anime I most want to see, though. How do you feel on way less people being on the stream? Honestly, it feels the same. Have you seen Bunny Drop? Yes, I have. I have not seen The Greatest Showman. I have not watched Lord Huge Knot. So I guess we can go back to answering questions about my experience in the crowdfunding campaign. Bejeweled Deluxe or Zuma Deluxe? Zuma Deluxe. Have you ever gotten addicted to streaming? I'm well on my way. Is Steve capable of feeling disgusted? Possibly. Favorite or least favorite game genre? My favorite is 3D platformers. How long do you plan on having the stream go? I don't know. I don't plan that. Do you know how Barbie does animated... No, I don't. I was planning on airing Growing Around on the internet. How did the reaction to your project make you feel? Considering I got reactions all across the board, that's a hard question to answer. Are you going to be writing more novels for GA? I want to focus on the graphic novels. I don't think it translates best to text. How stressful was the entire IndieGogo campaign? It was extremely stressful. Like, whether you get the money or not, it's stressful as all hell. Would you still have thought of Growing Around if you didn't review Shorty McShort Shorts? Probably. Thoughts, Rob, the several-month-old... I have no idea what you're asking me. If an insane person left all their money to you in their will and then died one day after winning the lottery, considering this crowdfunding campaign, I think the answer is obvious. Why did you put your avatar character in Growing Around? I did not. The design like that was a complete accident. My favorite game of all time is Stardew Valley. What have you learned about crowdfunding during your experience? Once again, that's something I can't answer just right now. I need to put it into more words, longer words, its own video. Please don't ask me. What would have to happen for you to completely give up on Growing Around? I would have to die, I guess. And Brayden, please don't ask that question. Do you own a Nintendo Switch? No, I really want to. I thought your favorite game was Morrowind. It was. Then Stardew Valley came out. Have you heard of the Cartoon Lampoon podcast? No, I haven't. You're welcome, Drake from State Farm. Will GA go into the public domain when you die? I want all of my works to go into the public domain, yes. Even if they become really successful or if I'm exceptionally passionate about it. I want my ideas to live on. Gymation, that sounds like a good idea. Have you heard of Rebel Taxi? Yes, I have. I don't think it's possible not to hear about Rebel Taxi. Have you heard of Gauntlet Legends for the N64? Yes, but Dark Legacy is better. If you really like Gauntlet Legends, play Dark Legacy. It's basically an expanded version of it. Will you review the Dover Boys for an... probably not. I don't really like going after the true classics because everyone already knows they're great. Are you still going through an existential crisis? No. If you had to fight a Growing Around character hand to hand, who would you choose to fight, Steve? If somebody made a really good fanfic, would you hire them? I know I would in that situation. It would have to be really good. Really good, but not only really good, but different from my usual scripts. Do you think there is intelligent life beyond Earth? Yes. What are you streaming with? OBS. What is your biggest unpopular opinion when it comes to animation? Can we make that a top 10 list? I don't want to just say it in the middle of a stream because I have some really unpopular opinions. No, Korra. Korra is not my most unpopular opinion. Worst loud sibling. I don't know. Cerulean blue is my favorite color, yes. Biggest problem with modern animation in general. Right now, it's all these goddamn reboots. I'm getting really, really sick of them. Have you heard of Mars Reviews? He's kind of... I've heard of him. Like, the huge people who have made videos on me, it's damn near guaranteed that I've at least heard of them. Would the Patreon goal be for the unpopular opinions vid? Maybe. Yes, I have siblings. This whole concept is a lot like that one Shorty makes short shorts. Yeah, like, yeah. You're catching on. What do you think of the whole thing with Lily Peak claiming... look, every moment I don't think of Lily Pete or a person like Lily Pete, the moment is a little bit better. Which lemonade land worker has the smelliest shoes? That would be Shelly. Vindicators 3. Oh no. Well, that's your opinion. How many siblings do you have, if you don't mind? The 3. Do you watch Yes, I do watch terrible writing advice. Have you heard of the Digby? Yes, I have heard of it. And I also heard that it's shit. Even their fans found it shit. The biggest problem with animation that the Cal art style is not the problem. Although there is like, I understand where people are coming from, because there is a style that's in animation right now and it is becoming a little bit oversaturated. It's not the Cal art style, but did you see FN? Yes, and those suggestions he gave kind of make you wonder if he's being serious at all. Let's see. Let's see. Have you ever looked back on your old MMLM? No, I never look back on those. Oh my god. What would you say are some of the best videos criticizing you or your campaign? It's hard to say. A lot of them just hit on the same points. And usually things that I've done, like, years ago. I like Pickle Rick, to be honest. I like the action a lot. When are you going to review that? The Season 3 Rick and Morty review is going to be a big one. And it's something that I need to build up into. Let's see. Have you seen The Middle on ABC? No, I haven't. Let's see. Your favorite so bad it's good movie or show? I have no idea. Least favorite episode of Rick and Morty is Interdimensional Cable. I think my least favorite is still probably Get Swifty. Like, I might talk about that one at some time. Like, that could have been an animated atrocity down the road, but then Season 3 happened. How do you stay motivated enough to finish a project? You go insane. What did you think of Pie Guy's video on GA? I think I answered that in, like, a video when I basically responded to it. Let's see. Will there ever be a Growing Around licensed video game? If so, what genre would you think best? I would really like to make a Growing Around video game. Like, the genre I think it would be best at is either like a 3D platformer, an action adventure, or something like Animal Crossing. What video do you regret the most? The Pet Sitter Pat review. If it's one that's still around, it would be the 12-ounce mouse review. Let's see. I don't know. I don't see a Growing Around game being very good. That's the problem. You don't see potential. Is running an IndieGogo harder than you expected? That's hard to answer. Why do you hate your Pet Sitter Pat review? The original one? I've answered that. I was a major asshole. Let's say that. I might have answered this before, but what cartoon? I've answered that a lot. The answer is probably Recess, maybe Phineas and Ferb. I don't say that Season 3 is the downfall of Rick and Morty. I just say that it's a bad season. Will you go back and re-review old videos like you did last year? Probably. Will the old man be in GA? No. No, he won't. Him, Rick and Mortar. Let's see. Who will be the first to die? I don't know. How did you come up with the weird old man character? I have no idea. Does the Invisible Chameleon from GA ever get a home? I don't think so. The reason why it's taking me forever to re-review Stuck in the Ringer is because I don't really have anything interesting to say about it. It's one of those things that I probably should have never reviewed it in the first place. Because what else could you say about it? What is a show that you don't plan on discussing that many people want you to discuss or review? I don't know. It depends on the day. You mentioned before that Silent Hill inspired an episode of GA. Yeah, it's It Girl, where the city is basically in dishevelment. It's post-apocalypse with like cult-like mentality. Let's see. The only problem I had with Rick and Morty Season 3 was the ending. Frankly, I didn't even find even if the anticlimax was the point, Are there any episodes of Season 3 of Rick and Morty that you might consider not terrible? Yeah, the season opener and the Rick Lantis mix-up. They're some of the best episodes of the whole damn show. Favorite cartoon character? I can't pick. I really can't pick. Not now. Terranigma was released in Europe, Crimson. If you were to do a parody YouTube video for Growing Around, would you make fun of actual YouTubers? Funny you should mention that. I'm going to be doing a script that basically tackles the internet experience, being an internet personality. You won't be reviewing any more Family Guy episodes, will you? Oh yeah, I'll be reviewing more. Brian Griffin is, yeah, probably my most hated. If you can give everyone who views you one piece of advice, that's something I can't answer off the cuff. Double D is a good one. I prefer Ed, though. Could Glenn Martin have worked as a concept? It did work as a concept, you know, back in the 80s, like 20 years ago, before it aired. Let's see. I have never seen Grizzly Tales. Maybe the stream is going to go on for like 10 more minutes, so ask the big questions now, because it is getting late. Why have you never gone on Co? Because I don't hate myself. Will there be an admirable animation on Cyber 6? Maybe. I am playing Terranigma music in the background. Terranigma is in my top 5 favorite games of all time. Favorite Miyazaki film? That would be Castle in the Sky. Trying to work on it. Keep going, Kelly. Mr. Enter, Totina. Bagel Bites. No, I don't review things like Dingo Pictures. They're just not worth my time, really. Thoughts on the Loud House parents. My thoughts on them go back and forth. Yes, I do know Sailor Moon RPG. If you had to adopt a child from GA and take them in as your own, who would it be? You know, it would obviously be Sally. Is American Dad the true polar opposite of The Good Family? I thought King of the Hill was the opposite of The Good Family. The Oblongs is kind of in the middle for me. Yes, Kyle Garrison, I am well aware of that. Have you ever beat Pokemon Yellow before? Yes, it was the first Pokemon game I have beat. But I don't watch leaks, Pleo. Let's see. Have you ever played a Persona game? No, I haven't. Why do you feel... I feel like telling stories from the point of view of X, Y, and Z character. Let's see. Favorite King of the Hill episode? I don't know. Like, most of my favorite episodes were, like, because of subplots involving, like, Dale. Let's see. How often will you stream on this channel? Probably more often. Like, considering it's not on my main channel, it's not going to clutter things up. I'm just hoping to get monetization enabled on this channel so we can have super chats and I can actually earn something through here. It's alright, just, Brayden, just be a little bit more sensitive about the questions you ask. Yeah, I'm definitely going to probably be streaming a lot of channel-accepted stuff for, like, the really long games that would be dull as hell to just play alone. Prefer Gravity Falls ending or Rayla Show ending? Good question. Last question, but would you be open to talking to him sometime and chopping it up between you guys? I don't know. Are there any characters that take inspiration from your own personality? Every character has a little bit of something from me. Thoughts on Saber Spark? He's probably my favorite animation reviewer right now. Overall feelings on the entire experience of growing around with the campaign, reactions, your feelings, and more. Determination. I'm really determined to get this through. What's your least favorite ending to an otherwise good cartoon? I don't really know, considering that so many cartoons are just, you know, episodic. They don't really have endings. How much of the Pokemon anime have you seen? The first, like, season? Has there ever been a character you thought either improved a show or ruined it? Sparky did bad. I don't know about improve a show. What about Camp Lazlo? I remember liking Camp Lazlo okay. Are you looking forward to Infinity Train? It's hard for me to tell right now. It's definitely good for Cartoon Network to have something new. Favorite Pixar movie? I think right now it's Coco. Oh yeah, Camp Lazlo's ending. That's an interesting one. What do you think of the recent controversy surrounding Butch Hartman and Oaxis Entertainment? Either he's going to succeed or this is going to cost him quite dearly. Oh yeah, the teacher from the Invisible Network of Kids made it all. I have heard of Emperor Lemon, but I haven't really watched his videos. Which do you prefer, Mr. Enter? Pokemon Diamond, Pearl? I haven't played Gen 4. And no, I haven't seen Final Space. Yeah, opinions on Butch Hartman's Kickstarter succeeding. I don't really know what to say. He succeeded, like... I mean, it's not the end for him. It is just the beginning. Do any of the original Growing Around crew members still work on the show? I don't... no, I don't think so. Just me, really. How many people are working on Growing Around? Do you have anyone you plan on hiring? It all depends on how things go. What would you say is the worst animated thing you've yet to review? Considering the review is not out yet, Adventures of Kid Danger. Okay? That show is just... I had a hard time sitting through it. Will there be more Growing Around books? I don't know. Like, I would have to rewrite the first one. You should get the old voices for the characters back. I don't know where some of them went. Some of them have given up voice acting. Is there any show in particular that you want revived? That's a good question. I'm going to have to come up with an answer over time. Like I can't answer that one off the cuff. Have you talked to Tom Squaw since the first day? No, I haven't. I guess he's busy. How did your first book do? Did it sell well? Did people like it? It has 3.5 out of 5, so people like it okay, I guess. And it was able to pay for its production. I don't think I ever saw the Danny Phantom finale. It's to drive and it's getting the permit. Get your driver's license at the earliest possible opportunity. It gets more complicated as you get older. You still have Party Panic. That's good. You like it? Yeah, I know that tends to happen. The true master of games. If you could, would you go back to Brony reviewing? Probably not. If I could have never made a career off of that. I really couldn't have. I do feel like I got off a sinking ship. Let's see. Will you review any more British shows in the future? Probably. I don't see any reason why not. British cartoons can be really good and really bad. What would you say is the funniest going around episode you wrote a script for? Anna in Charge. I think that's got the best comedy. If you had to spend the rest of your life in the Growing Around universe, what would you do for a living? I'm an adult, so I would be past doing things for a living. I drink 3 cans of Dr. Pepper a day. Do I have a problem? That can lead to a big problem. What's your most divisive review that you made in a while? I don't know. I don't think I've made divisive reviews as of late. Have you ever noticed that The Loud House constantly ends on stupid, contradictory joke endings? A lot of comedy shows do that. Will you ever do an MLP review just for Admiral? Maybe at some point. Dron, he asked what's the most controversial review I did recently. Next to Slice of Life slapstick cartoon, what kind of genre would you like to work in? Definitely like high fantasy, like Avatar kind of thing. I think I mentioned this, but my thoughts on the MLP movie is that it's an animated movie. Like, it really follows animated movie cliches to a T. The only thing it's missing is the twist villain, yeah. Why do you have so many haters? Wait for it. Because potatoes. No. Like, that would imply that people hate me because of my catchphrase. Let's see. Yeah, people haven't been really ragging on me for any of my recent reviews. People have been ragging on me that my reviews are getting really, really long, but... What type of writer are you? I don't know. All types of writers. Have you grown tired of MLP, like the franchise? I will say that it doesn't seem to have the magic it had when I first got into it, but I don't think it's gone downhill. At least at least as far as I've seen. And going around, what happens to adults who have the mind of a child? There's actually an episode about that, or there will be an episode about that, where an adult is forced to act like a little kid, probably eating massive amounts of sugar. To claim to you to tell people, I have no idea what exactly you're saying. They're the true master of games. If you could be a guest star on any show, what would it be? I don't know. Like, I'm more interested in creating things than appearing on things. What's your favorite Sonic video game? I haven't really gotten into the Sonic franchise. I haven't played many of the games. Oh, let's see. Is there a P.O. No, I don't have a P.O. box. Have you played D&D? Yes, I play D&D. Skyrim or Morrowind, all the way. All the way. Do you play any of the Bookworm Adventures games? I have not played them, no. I think one of the games is in the 1001 book, so I will have to play it eventually. You try to... Oh, so Easy Peasy is apparently lying about me. I'm used to people lying about me and doing shit. Can you play any instruments? No, I can't. If not, which one would you want to play? Might sound cliche, but the ocarina. Thoughts on the gaming industry? Modern games have a lot of issues, I think, and the industry is really stagnating. Let's see. Any atrocities of Batman the Animated Series? I don't think so. Let's see here. Will you watch The Last Adventure Time when it comes out? I haven't watched any of the newer seasons. Like, I'm behind on, like, there are very few cartoons I can actually afford to keep up with. Because I've got to, I got to watch the latest thing for my job. What's the worst game company, in your opinion? Like, in this day and age, it's either EA or Konami. Like, they were cliche answers, but they do annoying things. Did you play the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy? Yes, I did. I do think that it's better than the original versions for the most part. The loading screens are a little bit long for my taste. Advice for aspiring critics. Here's my best piece of advice. Don't be an asshole. Like, that's plain and simple. Being an asshole, it may make you seem powerful and like your words hold more weight, but it will come back to bite you in the ass. It really will. Just don't be an asshole. Do you like concept albums? Not really. Do you have a PS4? No, I do not. What do you think is the most important rule of making a cartoon or any animated thing? I guess make it entertaining? You like Castlevania? That's a series I've never been able to get into. Do you play any of the Sid Meier Civilization games? Yes, I play 5 a lot, or I have. I think for reviews you can share personal thoughts, but it's important to look at objective problems and virtues. Yes, it's important to do that. I have not seen Baby Blues, or I have no idea what Ween is. Least favorite Zelda game. Does 2 count? Because I don't like 2. Oh, well, I won't judge Ween's entire discography based on one SpongeBob song. You okay, Enter? You sound a bit tired. I always sound tired. I always sound tired. Would you ever consider writing a musical or opera? I am not good at writing lyrics. What has been the best horror game in your opinion? Like, Silent Hill 2 is the one that everybody goes to. That one's the fantastic, horror game. No, I have not played Quiz Bowl in high school. A 24-hour stream. No. Like, after the insomnia shit I had to deal with earlier this year, I'm never risking sleep like that. Have you played The Walking Dead? No, it's one of those Steam games that I bought and haven't played yet. I'm thinking that it's about time to close down this stream. It's been going on for quite a while. I'm going to be putting together a video about the overall feelings of the campaign. But I think now I've gotten a lot of stuff off my chest and just talked about it. Yep, see you guys next time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.